Okay, it's that time of day where I talk about the drawing I did yesterday. And oh, this picture gave me some difficulty. Even the maquette at the beginning just didn't quite work out the way I really wanted it to. Like, I started drawing the usual method, and I was keeping it to one layer and smudging away and kind of building volume up until a point where I realized that it was just not really working for me. And I figured going back to doing the full sketch and then building up the detail with incrementally smaller brushes from there would be much better. So I invariably ended up tossing this entire layer. I just chucked it out because I didn't need it. Um, the definition on the torso is nice though. Like the musculature, the torso definition, that's pretty cool. I like that. I don't 100% like the second maquette that I did, but it still just works a little better for what I'm envisioned this character. So the character today is an elf wearing frogs. And I know that's kind of weird sounding, and it's exactly as weird as you think. Imagine, if you will, for a moment, that this person has the power or ability to transmute and change things' shape and function, whether they're living or non-living, and and if they're living, keep them alive. Um, Now it ties into the greater concept of the gears that these people wear, but it's kind of interesting where I went with this character. It was a real flow state decision, and um, as I recall, it was also one of my shorter live streams in October. So I didn't spend that much time defining and detailing on detailing the character. However, I think the concept itself turned into something interesting and peculiar. And I've also adapted it, I've changed it up. Um, the first sketch was really nice, kind of cute. The pose was good, but I didn't have much visual information with regards to the frog. And I didn't quite change the wings um, of the fairy character. You'll see it in the references and in the shorts. Oh, have a look at the shorts. They're becoming quite an interesting collection, if you like those. Anyhow, so yeah, drawing the eyes way too widely set. Need to move them and adjust them, adding detail to the torso. The reasons I'm drawing the boobs like that is because the character, the suit is actually supporting them and holding them up. So they've got the essence of floatiness. Whatever. Just thirsty garbage, actually. Anyway, never mind that. Okay, toes, toes, toes. And I'm really enjoying what happens when I flip these characters and do the backside. I think it works really nicely. Um, the way I do it, it works quite well. So I didn't get a chance to even remotely complete the character. I was still busy with the frogs at the end of it when my phone died because my phone dies now. Uses too much energy or uses too much battery power, even if it's charged. So it still runs down while I'm busy working and shooting YouTube live streams. But we'll make sure it's 100% charged up and see how it goes. Um, Anyhow, so boom, 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 doing the outline of the character. I will also go ahead. So yeah, that's the next layer. I think I spend too much time on these maquettes, but I'll have 31 different unique maquettes. when I'm finished with it that I can do anything on top of again, which is kind of interesting. Um, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't touch my face when I'm talking to people. Perhaps that's not exactly couth. Is it uncouth to touch one's face while one is talking? I don't know. I don't care. I'm trying to be couth here. Uh, okay, hands. Hands came out nicely. Snapping those fingers. So remember the back muscles, how they connect to the butt, how the butt connects to the thighs, how the thighs connect to the calves, right? Heel bone, ankle bone, neck bone, na 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 na, whatever. Okay, soles of the feet, shaded and differentiated. Okay, so kind of got a beefy arms there. She's like not messing around. She looks a little muscly. Um, yeah, I got to work on that. Make things a little more feminine and delicate with some of these characters. They can't all be like heroic monsters. Um, is it a mamster or a monster? Never mind. Sometimes I get up, I talk the biggest load of trash. It's brilliant. Okay, so hard outline that I can use for both front and back, and then I will put in, I see, I go back and I do the thing, and there we go. Okay, cool. Um, it is becoming, I am becoming a little more adapted to having the rotation blocked, and I think the drawings are a lot more clear. It's less confusing without the whole spinny roundy rounds that happens when you try and speed up something where the rotation's on. Because I love turning to the curve and, uh, using that as a facility, but I think it has had uh, a real bearing on my technique. Let's see how it works and does improve my technique. Okay. So now we've done it fiddle, 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 yakety schmackety, and gonna do a white background, so we've got a fully opaque cutout character. So this is essentially a personal dress-up doll mission, because that's basically what I'm drawing right now is dress-up dolls, because you just put layers on top. But it's not quite. It's a bit more than that. Each layer is done in such a way that you can create an opacity layer and color underneath it, or overlay layer and color underneath it to create good tonal values without doing too much work, which I think is going to be useful when I do the next phase of design production, which is just doing like a color mock-up. So eventually I'd probably do a color palette capture from... Why did I stop here? I was going somewhere. The back looks good though. Right. But anyway, so I started drawing the froggy bits, thinking that's where I would begin. But that's not where I ended up beginning working on the detail. I thought perhaps focusing on the skin covering. Like, it looks like she's got these leaf patterns covering her body. So you'll see how I did that. That was actually kind of interesting. Okay, so froggy structure is done. And now we're gonna go back and do the skin, because I thought I need to do the skin is gonna go underneath there. So undie pants and a loincloth or whatever. So went ahead, did the pattern roughly with a 100% opacity brush. And then I went over it again. Like I was working at speed here, so you can see that it was kind of roughly done and going quickly to get it sorted out. I'm also particularly upset with myself. I forgot to press play. Unfortunately, I can't just record 6 hours on a phone and then expect the video to transfer. It doesn't do that. So I have to shoot like changing tapes. Like I have to shoot 40 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour. Um, and then I can only sort of, and then I have to stop and record again so the data transfer isn't absolutely ridiculous. Um, but anyway, so the leafy leaves, I could have stopped there and did a stocking, but I think the whole outfit also kind of looks cool. Um, and it's like an underlayer. So there's this mesh, right? Leaf net body sock. I don't know what you call it. I would think it'd have the texture of like like gum, like gummy bear texture, like rubber silicone, like shiny and glossy. Um, that would be covering her. Um, I think that'd look cool, and that's what I went for. So once I finally drew it all out and got this all done, I did it on the wrong layer. Once again, always remember to check out your layers. Double check that stuff. It's really important because you can save yourself so much pain by double checking your layers. Like if you're working on the wrong layer and it's a clear layer, that's great. You can just, copy and paste and move it to the right layer or cut it. But if you find yourself on the wrong layer and you've already done something on that layer, like you've got to go all the way back and just destroy all the work you've done. So check your layers, people. Not like me, who's a dummy who doesn't check the layers. Anywho, that's kind of getting closer to the gist of the character there, and the horns. I still don't like her horns, even though I changed them. I added stuff to it, but you'll see it in the end. Um, uh, we're gonna go with it for the time being. We're gonna just go with what we've got. I like her hairstyle though, the little side buns, um, and the oh, am I tired? Am I lacking oxygen? I don't know. Whatever. Um, so we've now I thought I was going to do outline detail in this way, but I realized that's not going to work. So I went over it again. This is the part, yeah. So here I took a much more confident pass on the mesh with the same style brush, but I connected everything. Like all the lines are connected. There's nothing hanging loose. Um, so now it can serve and function as a garment if you look at it carefully. Oh, hello, trucky truck. I can probably turn that sound out down. Thanks, garbage man, for collecting our trash. You guys are great. There's not enough gratitude for dudes who do work like that, hey? Like, you know, like they're the most important people in the city. Screw the mayor. If the trash man doesn't do his job, we're fucked. Um, but yeah, that's the that's my opinion there. So love him or hate him, the garbage man is essential. Why did I stop? I was looking at the reference. Okay. Um, yeah. So finishing the body piece. Go, 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 go. Come on, catch a move on, dude. I didn't make it fast enough. I need to make this stuff faster. But then again, I might miss stuff and I won't be able to give valuable commentary to you, my viewer. All right. So, follow the contours of her breasts is the correct word. Shouldn't use the derogatory words. Oh, and here's where I forgot to videotape like an hour of stuff. where I actually went and differentiated the detail and added bits and pieces, did the loincloth. But that's okay. It's not such a big deal. Oh, yeah, there. I added some flowers because in the character there's flowers in the background, so that's referentially relevant to the character because that's part of what the exercise is about. Hair details. Hair details are important. Back to the drawing. Dear me, poor dog T seems to have a really hard time here with the garbage man. She's got a serious problem with him. I don't. They're great. My dog's just a little dog, I guess. That's enough of me ranting and waxing lyrical. So, I thought of changing up what I wanted to do with the wings on the frog fairy part of the suit. She's an elf, but a fairy, and then she's wearing the frogs. Now, there are such things as flying frogs out there. Um, and I decided that perhaps instead of using straightforward fairy wing elements like there are in the original, taking the idea of the frog and expanding it to that, so we have frog legs for fairy wings. And it's what I'm going to work on next because like the frog is the next task, and then turning this whole puppy around. Also checking on a couple of details with the front side, which need to be reviewed. So all in all, pretty elf girl wearing a frog, not completed, but nevertheless, this is our video for you today. I've made a commitment to try and do a video every day I'm able to do a video. And that's what it's about. It's not just about the art, it's about building a community. And I'm grateful to every one of you who've liked, shared, subscribed, followed the stuff on Instagram, the other channels. It's just so important if I ever want to get this off the ground and into a real IP, a real project. But it is a real project, it's mine. But never mind. You guys, thanks, like, share, subscribe. Have fun. Make comments. If you like it, tell me. If you don't like it, explain why. And then maybe I'll do something better. Peace. See you later.